The Commander-in-Chief, General Gamelin, is expecting the Germans to attack through Belgium and move towards Paris across this open plain, like in 1914. Gamelin plans to make his stand against the Germans on Belgian soil. In France, Colonel de Gaulle, a tank officer who is beginning to make a name for himself, criticizes this strategy. He calls it the Maginot Line mentality, which consists in waiting for the other side to make a move. In his book, Towards a Professional Army, he argues in favor of taking the offensive, making massive use of tanks. France is, in fact, producing 300 tanks a month, but they're being dispersed in all the sections to back up the infantry. French aviation has also fallen behind. France ordered 4,000 planes from the United States in spite of the ever-growing isolationist trend led by Charles Lindbergh, the hero who made the first transatlantic solo flight and now leader of the America First movement.
If you believe in an independent destiny for America, if you believe that this country should not enter the war in Europe, we ask you to join the America First Committee in its stand.
It's the conservative voice of America and of public personalities like Henry Ford, the anti-Semitic automaker. Or like Joseph Kennedy, America's ambassador in London, a pro-German. Whereas his son John, the future President Kennedy, supports European democracies. The very active American Nazis contribute to the impassioned climate that reigns at the beginning of 1940. In Europe, the English Nazis are also quite active, up to the moment they're banned. Oswald Mosley, the English Führer, challenges the government right in the center of London. He'll spend the rest of the war in prison. His slogan, "Stop War," is inspired by the German Nazis, who at this time are seeking a separate peace with England. But Winston Churchill has taken the reins of the British government. "We have to take the offensive," he insists over and over to the French General Gamelin and Admiral Darlan on an official visit to London. A Franco-British Expeditionary Corps is formed to help Finland, which was suddenly attacked by the Soviet Union. France is preparing to send its elite soldiers, the French Foreign Legion. The Foreign Legion. For a century, it has been taking in the world's reprobates, no matter what their past, as long as it's not too shady. Their headquarters, in Sidi Bel Abbes in Algeria, now signs up a good number of Spanish Republicans, having fled from their country after Franco's fascist victory. They're now eager to fight the Nazis who supported Franco. They'll all make the long trip to France. The legionnaires embark at Brest, along with the well-equipped Chasseurs Alpins, a mountain corps trained for action in the snow. But Finland signs a peace treaty with Russia. At the same time, Hitler launches a surprise offensive against Denmark and Norway. The Blitzkrieg, the Lightning War. The Wehrmacht takes Oslo in 2 days. Hitler is seeking to protect the Iron Route. Iron is indispensable to the German war effort, and 50% of its iron ore comes from Sweden, a supposedly neutral country, and is shipped out of the Norwegian port of Narvik. The Franco-British Expeditionary Corps lands in the fjord of Narvik. After a month of fighting, and 5,000 dead and wounded, they take Narvik. The Allies can proudly announce the Iron Route is cut. This victory does a lot to restore French morale. "We will win because we're the strongest" is the new French motto. But the Expeditionary Corps will have to abandon Narvik, and for the rest of the war, trainload after trainload of Swedish iron ore will feed the German war machine. The French are brought back home, for the Germans have just launched their offensive in the west. May 9, 1940. Hitler left Berlin on his private train codenamed America, heading towards Norway. Then halfway there, the train changes direction for his new headquarters near the French border. Hitler announces, "Gentlemen, the offensive has just begun." His generals had submitted him their battle plan during the winter. It looked like the same as in 1914, attack through Belgium. But Hitler preferred General von Manstein's idea. He explains, "We have to make them believe we're attacking through Belgium. The Allies will go to the rescue. It's a trap. We'll cut straight through the Ardennes forest, then we'll swing up and drive towards the sea. We'll encircle them with a sickle-cut movement. But this sickle-cut movement is in fact a huge gamble, because the Allies could turn back and counterattack." However, Hitler is confident. He notes, "The main thing is to have good weather." Lieutenant August von Kageneck claims, "We are the Wehrmacht, the armed forces of Greater Germany. Victory is certain." These soldiers are the incarnation of the passion to serve. They're the end product of the military discipline inherited from the Prussian army and fanaticized by the Nazis. For them, their homeland is in danger. After all, it was the French who declared war on Germany. May 10, 1940. At dawn, German parachutists make a jump over Holland. Their mission is to capture the airfields and bridges around Rotterdam. At the same time, Hitler unleashes his war machine on Belgium. Hitler waits. Will the Allies fall into the trap?